What is going on, everyone? I am Mike. Welcome to the Network Podcast. It is great to be back. First podcast of 2021. Let's make it a great one. Please join me in welcoming my guest, Holden DePardo. Holden, how are we doing today?
Hello, doing really well.
Holden, it's good to be back, right? Yeah, hopefully you had a good holiday. We had been a few weeks since we talked last, and was your holidays, I guess, were they okay?
Yeah, they were good. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's quarantined holiday. It's a different holiday, but, it was good.
It's a different type of holiday. So Holden, I guess first I gotta say is that, you got a new camera here, or you got a new, cause your feed looks great. I want to give you a compliment on that, cause it does look really good.
Thank you. I have a ring light now, so lighting is better. Lighting makes a huge difference, apparently.
Lighting makes really all the difference in the world. It's really surprising that better light or having more light will actually improve your video more than a bad camera will, or a good camera.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I think it's been kind of light on the Apple news since the holiday break. Like when we talked last, it was a week before Christmas. And I think at that point when we talked, AirPods Max had just came out, and I don't think I had them in hands yet, but I did get my pair of AirPods Max, and I've been using them for a few weeks now. I'm actually wearing them right now. And as much as I love the build quality, I mean, the build quality is phenomenal. I think that's expected from Apple at this point. As much as I love the build quality, and I would even go so far to say is the audio quality sounds really good. The noise canceling is bananas. Mm-hmm. I'm really hard pressed to keep them at $549. I really can't find a need to keep them for especially for that much money. It's no small amount of money. It's nothing to sneeze at. It's more so about who are these even for? I don't know. Like I even bought the 3.5 millimeter cable, which is entirely way too short. If you ask me, this is only like 3 feet. But my gripe is really about the pricing, and I have one really nitpicky thing about them, and I'll go into that here in just a second. Have you had a chance to try them or to use them yet since the holiday break?
No, I haven't gotten a chance. I've seen people talking about them.
Okay.
And yeah, again, it seems like they're good headphones, but like you were kind of saying, is the price justifiable? And it seems like a really tough question.
Yeah,
it's too expensive.
It's too expensive. I don't know if the comparison of, I'm trying to look at them, what they are, the Sony MX3s, MX4s, whether that's the right comparison, because it's the most closest competitor. Maybe there are other competitors that are kind of more mid-range in like the audiophile kind of space. They do sound good. Like the noise canceling is bananas. But from my perspective, the part that's probably the most annoying is that this silly bra case is the most annoying thing in the entire world, because I'm not the type of person who's going to take a lot of who's going to take the time to put them in here. Like they're going to sit on my desk, or they're going to sit on the headphone stand that I have on my desk, or the one I have underneath my desk. And when I open up my phone, I see that message saying your headphones, we're connected to your AirPods Max. Mm-hmm. And the fact that they're always on and they're draining just like kind of incrementally irks me as someone who has like ADHD. I'm like, why is this doing this? I don't like this. It's not a good experience. Why are you like, it just drives me nuts. And I don't know why. Like I have this belief. I'm like, well, if you're not being used, you should just like sit there and go dormant. Like I shouldn't have to go into the headphone, into the Bluetooth setting to say, don't connect to my iPhone. That's not what I want. I want them to go dormant. And then when I pick them up, they should, come back alive or wake up. Absolutely. That's probably the most annoying thing, because they're so expensive. Like, that's not just, it's frustrating. That's just my opinion.
It's in a low power mode, and it's actually wasting power by having to constantly transmit its battery life via Bluetooth to an iPhone. Like, how does that even work? Wouldn't that be a pretty, in a low power mode, too much of a draw on power? It's weird. And then why have the case in the first place? Why can't it just know that when it's off of your head, which it does have the detection to do,
yes,
to just put it in that low power state to begin with?
I think it has to do with like the amount of time that is needed to wake up and refresh them. Like if you have them in the low power mode, like in the case, like if you're going to use them quickly, you're not going to take them out of the case, right? Or it's a little bit more of a, maybe there's a trigger in the case. Like when you take them out, there's a trigger that says, hey, time to wake up, opposed to
it's probably magnets. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the magnets. Now there's some third parties that are making cases for this, but I don't want to buy a third party case for $30, $40, $50. I'm sorry. I'm assuming that that's how expensive they are. I don't know that for a fact. I don't want to buy a third party case because I just think that's, I think Apple should have done the right thing in the first place and made a case worthy of $549 headphones. So that's just my thing. The other thing, I'm like, I would say not like a majority, but like some people, I don't really have use for the, I guess, another set of closed back headphones. At this point in my life, I have two other pair of closed back headphones, and most headphones I wear every day are my AirPods Pro, not the Max, only because they're kind of more convenient to wear during the course of my day. I could kind of switch context between making a call and working out, where these you obviously can't wear working out because you look like a fool. I don't know. It's just so I would tell you that if you absolutely have if you have the chance, try them on, listen to them. They are extremely comfortable because of the design. They sound really good, but they don't. It's just not it, right? So I could say this is not it right now. $550.
It's disappointing to hear because I was really looking forward to what Apple could do with over-ear headphones. I'm much more of an over-ear headphones. I always have my Sony headphones with me, like always. I love them; they're great. I use AirPods for like podcasts because I just think it's, I don't know, I don't like having big cans on my ear when I'm talking to someone. That's just me. Yeah, it's a shame. I expected more, and when I saw the price point, I'm like, oh, so they're gonna be really great. And it sounds like they're just, is it the aluminum in the design? Like, what is it about the AirPods Pro Max that making this expensive? I really don't know. It's confusing to me. Is the digital crown, like, what is it? Because none of those things to me justify wanting to spend that much on a pair of headphones like that.
So if you haven't watched, there's someone named Snazzy Q. I don't know if you know who that is. I'll put a link to his video in the show notes.
I don't know who he is.
He is someone who I would consider, he's an audiophile, and he has a home stereo system that's several $1,000s. He has several pairs of headphones, just not just consumer grade, but I would say kind of audiophile grade. And so there's a lot of things.
Actually, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like I think his name's Quinn. His first name is Quinn.
Mm-hmm. Something like that, yeah.
I mean, they sound good, and the build quality is what you would expect. And the digital crown, it works really well. It's actually really nice to use the digital crown because of the preciseness that you can use to change the audio. Like on most headphones, even like when you're using your phone to adjust the volume, like it's kind of like brutish to use the volume rocker on the phone, where this is very precise. You can change it in like very small increments, where you don't get that level of detail or that level of precision inside of the iPhone or on the iPhone. That's why, I don't know if you noticed this last year, when the volume rocker comes up on the iPhone, sorry, close this, you actually can adjust it by swiping out. Where's it here? By swiping out and then moving the volume rocker like that on your screen. Where before that wasn't possible. So, but that makes it really nice. I don't think that they're worth it at $550, and I think at this point, I think my return period ends in just a few days. I think I am going to return them for $550. They're just not it, but they sound good, right? If you are the ultimate Apple fanboy or fangirl, they're definitely something to consider buying. But at $550, for me, they're not worth it. But yeah, anything else that you want to add there?
Just really quick on the cases, like I'm pretty sure every like major pair of headphones that are like over ears come with a case. And it seems like at $550, that's the flimsiest case out of all the headphones I'm aware of. My Sonys, which were, $200 less than that, come with a much more substantial case than, like, in terms of protection and
Yeah.
being able to just throw in your bag. Like, you can't just put your AirPods Pro Max in there and just throw it in a bag. It just doesn't work like that. It just seems too flimsy.
No,
or at least I wouldn't have confidence doing that. Maybe it is super protective. I doubt it, though.
No, you're exactly right. The cases with other headphones, even at lower tiers, are much more. They're much more functional in nature, where they add a level of protection. Where this is purely, it's not even aesthetic. The functionality that this adds is not necessarily. I guess the value to the consumer is questionable, right? Like this doesn't. Okay, so yes, I'll put you in a low power mode and you'll save battery life. But the behavior, I don't know if most people put their headphones in their cases when they're not maybe traveling. You could see yours. You just grabbed yours off your desk, and I
never keep mine in a case. Yeah, never.
And like when you travel, you probably put them around your neck because you're going to be listening to them in just a few moments. Well,
exactly what I was going to say. Yeah,
exactly. So it's a little frustrating because I guess maybe as a fanboy or a fangirl, you want more, right? You're expecting more, and then you get this product delivered to you. And though you might like 80% of it, the other 20% that you don't like is just like garbage. Like, like this cable, while this 3-foot cable, maybe 3 feet, 3.5 feet, it seems like it'd be a good length. One, it's got lightning on one side and you have to use it, and the other side is 3.5. I like to use like longer cables, like in this situation where I'm connected directly to my computer. And I need something longer than 3 feet or 3.5 feet, and I can't add an extension to this. I don't know why. It just doesn't work. And Apple doesn't sell a cable longer than this. Weird. So it's so weird. It's so frustrating. And I don't want to use Bluetooth in some scenarios where just for whatever reason. And I don't know.
Well, if you're editing video, for example, Bluetooth is a horrible thing to be using.
Yeah, it is. I can tell you that in my experience in the 3 or 4 videos that I edited with these headphones, the latency was minor once I noticed it. And then once I figured it out, like I'm like, okay, there's this, 3 frames of difference I need to account for. Because the first video I edited and I, I did a publish to test it. I'm like, why is my voice out of sync? Like something's strange here. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm like, is something wrong with my computer? And I had to go through, then I thought about, oh, my headphones, shit. Or shoot. So yeah, that was frustrating. But either way, disappointing.
And just to kind of, I guess conclude my thoughts on AirPods Pro Max, you can expound if you or talk about more if you want to as well, of course. It's baffling to me that these things are so expensive when AirPods and AirPods Pro, I think, are actually reasonably priced for truly wireless headphones in their market. I mean, they're best in class in terms of what you can get in terms of storage, like having a nice little convenient, case to keep it in. Like this is easily the best sized wireless charging case for any of the truly wireless headphones that I can think of, at least. Maybe there's some new ones now, but last I checked, it's just there's no contest, and they're also reasonably priced compared to competition. Whereas AirPods Pro Max is like the opposite in that regard. It's just weird. It's very strange.
Yeah, it is very strange. It's there's so many features that's a good way of thinking about it. There's so many features that are just the complete different end of the spectrum in comparison to what they released with their other headphones. It's actually a little perplexing. I don't know. Again, $550. If someone was asking me saying, hey, should I buy these? I'd be like, well, let me reset your expectations on what you think they're going to be, because this is what they are, and this is certainly what they are not. So that's my problem. Yeah. It's a hard thing to justify. Anything else that you want to add? I don't mean to cut you off. Sorry.
No, you're good. No, I think that's it for now.
Okay. Also, the last time that we talked, do you remember that we talked about this Satechi USB-C?
Oh, yeah.
So this is the weird thing. It's not on the list of topics, but I did get this, and this is another thing I just can't figure out. And I don't mean that like I'm like, duh. So this is actually something that was very similar was on The Verge today. I'll post a link to the article, but this is the magnetic charger, and this is a magnetic charger for the iPhone 12. And what's weird about it is that when you stick it to your iPhone 12, there's no MagSafe alignment pin. So on MagSafe, there is a magnet on right here, which stops the charger from swaying left or right. This is not like that. This actually goes all the way around.
Scratch your phone potentially, right?
Well, I don't think so, because this the charging puck is very soft, and there's a lip where the charging puck stops and where the metallic part starts, and it's actually recessed. But all of the electronics, or the smarts, the intelligence, are in this plug, which you could see that's much bigger than a normal USB-C plug. It's probably 3 times or 4 times the size. Yeah, it's really weird.
It looks like a flash drive stuck to the end of a cable.
Oh my God, it's a flash drive. You're right. That is so funny. So here's the weird thing. So I stick this to my phone, and it's only going to charge it at 7.5 watts. I'm like, okay, well, why would someone buy this? I'm thinking to myself, because you're not getting fast charge, or you're not getting, MagSafe charging speeds. And this is like $5 cheaper than the MagSafe version. Like, okay, why would I buy this? Then I found out that there is a magnet. I don't have it here, but there's basically a magnetic pad, and we talked about this in the last stream. But if you take this magnetic pad and stick it to an iPhone 11 or a device that doesn't have MagSafe, you can then use this pad with that. So it's basically about giving your device, or making your device, MagSafe capable, but it still only charges it at 7.5 watts. So all of the charging is done here, and the intelligence is done here, opposed to it being all built in together into the Qi charging brick. It's just something that it didn't make sense to me, and I got it. I'm like, well, why would I want this? Like, why would anyone want this? It's really about people who are stuck with their old phones, and they are maybe not stuck, but they don't want to upgrade, or they haven't upgraded yet, and they want to take advantage of somewhat more advanced technology than what they have.
It's a really odd niche, though. Like, MagSafe isn't this incredible feature. It's just not. And it's going to be more important going forward, but for right now, it's not like stuff like that, the cases, it's cool.
Yeah.
But like, just the ability to stick a charger to the back of your phone is not what makes MagSafe amazing.
Yeah.
It's the cases that support it. It's kind of the accessories that support it. It's car mounts, things like that. That's what makes MagSafe cool. That's very specific to iPhone 12. So like, this idea of like, getting a charger that's not really doing what MagSafe does, but kind of like fools you, I guess, into thinking that it's doing what MagSafe does. Like, it's this weird, it's very strange. I actually liked the accessory when we looked at it online last time we recorded, but yeah, you're kind of making a good case that this is not necessarily worth it.
Yeah. Like, I would say, like, if you were like, oh, should I buy this? And then, should I buy this for my iPhone, 8, 10, 11? I would tell you no, because save the money and buy MagSafe when you get the right phone, right? Because there's no point
in buying a normal wireless charger.
Yeah,
if you want it that bad, just get a normal wireless charger.
I think the appeal is that this cable is very long, and you can use it. It's not long when it's wrapped up like this, but the cable is very long, and you can use it when it's plugged into a USB-C charger. But like, if you have an iPhone 8, an iPhone 10, an iPhone 11, right? There's a very good chance you don't even have a USB-C charger. Like, you would have to buy a USB-C charger, then buy this, then buy that little magnet attachment for the iPhone, or for the pad, for your phone. Like, right now you're in like $80. Just save yourself the money and the hassle, and wait till you get a new phone.
I got an Anker wireless charger that was significantly less than that. I think my Anker charger was like $40, and it's great. It's fine. I guess the only benefit of that is you could hold your phone and use it at the same time while it's wirelessly charging. But I don't like, when has that happened? I'm fine.
Yeah, like, if you see here, this is like really big. It's like the span of my arms. Mm-hmm. So it's at least 6 feet, right? I guess, right? Because your arms are as tall as you are. Is that how it works?
Yeah, roughly speaking, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a pretty long cable, but it's like you said, this base is kind of chunky. It's just weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So just want to let you know that I got this, and I'm not happy about it.
It looks, besides that, the flash drive attached to a cable at the end there, it's not bad looking, but yeah, it just doesn't make functional. It functionally doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I suspect that we're going to see a whole bunch of other products announced this coming week at CES. So CES starts Monday, and this year it's all virtual for good reasons, because there's a pandemic. But we'll probably see a whole plethora of MagSafe or quote unquote MagSafe compatible cases, chargers, and whatnot come out.
Yeah.
That's usually what we see. Let's see here. So the next thing we want to talk about is Fitness Plus, which has been out for about 3.5 weeks now at this point. And I'm going to tell you, I am completely surprised. I really like Fitness Plus a lot. I don't think we're friends on fitness or activity, but do you know anyone who's using it, or are you using it?
So I have no excuse not to have been using it. I have 100% access to it. I would like to use it, but at the same time, I haven't. No, I do know my mom has been using it, and she really likes it. Like, really likes it.
Yeah. So what is really cool is the integration between your phone and the like whatever device you're watching on, whether it's the your iPhone, the iPad, or even the Apple TV, which is a great experience. And I think the trainers are great in the variety of workouts that they have. But what I think is very very unique is that once you complete the workout, I get the notification ping on my watch saying, "Oh, Holden completed this workout," and you see the workout that they did. And it's like, oh wow! And then you can actually do the workout or get more information about the workout from your phone or your watch, which is really cool because it's kind of like a viral way of sharing the content. And it's like you can just like I guess get looped into what they're doing there as much more quickly. So I think that's a really cool experience. I think during this time for the next few months, paying $10 a month for it is not necessarily a bad deal when you figure that you probably can't go to the gym because you're on lockdown. I would even say if you're, even if you are going to the gym, like Lifetime is including it for free for their members, but I would have no trouble recommending it to someone to use because they have a wide variety of workouts. The one thing that is weird, I'm not sure if you've noticed this with your mom's workouts or not, but you it doesn't necessarily like learn from your previous workouts. Like at least I haven't seen that yet. Like it tells you like, oh, you just did a HIIT workout with Bakari, let's just say. But it doesn't say like, oh, Michael, you've done runs before. Do you want to try this run? Like in terms of history with before Fitness Plus. That's the thing that I don't like or I can't see. And I wish there was maybe an audio only guided version of either the bicycle rides, which maybe you can do outside when it's nice outside, or the runs or the walks. That would be cool too. They don't have that at this point.
Can you lock your phone and the audio will still play, or does it just pause completely?
You know what? I don't know. Oh, so if you're, so you can lock your phone and it works. But the thing that you can't do is, hold on, what was it now? You can't, oh gosh, that just escaped me. You can't do a workout you can do a workout without the watch, which seems kind of weird. Like you think that you'd have to use the watch for, heart rate tracking and all that stuff, but you don't have to. You can do a workout without the watch. I'm like, what's
but you
the
have
point?
to have the watch to subscribe, don't you? I thought it required. I heard Apple said. I thought it said required Apple Watch. I could be very wrong. I had assumed.
No, maybe I'm mistaken in recalling how it is, but I thought you could be able to do a workout without the watch. You know what? More to come on that. We'll have to follow up. I don't remember this very.
Yeah,
moment.
I'm gonna look it up right now. I did just look up. I was just curious. Like, what is Peloton's? Because here's one thing. I go to I'll talk about Peloton in a second. Apple Fitness Plus. It says a new fitness experience powered by Apple Watch.
Yep.
So it makes it like you need it.
I thought
there's got to be.
So
I'm just scrolling through right now.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I thought that you could possibly. Whoops. I thought you could possibly do the workout without the watch if you had the phone. Apple.com.
This is so confusing right here. Literally in one screen it says $9.99 a month. Fitness Plus is free for 1 month for Apple Watch owners, and then says right below that, buy an Apple Watch, get 3 months free.
Yep.
Does every Apple Watch owner get 1 month
free
of Fitness Plus? Okay.
That's what I think it is. So if you have a current Apple Watch, like if you have a Series 3 and above, and you haven't, you haven't bought a new one, you'll get 1 month free to check it out. But then if you buy a new watch, you'll get 3 months free.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if that's cumulative or if it's whatever the other one would be, I guess.
On that note, though, of like the pricing, like $10 a month is a really good deal. I was curious, like what's Peloton's subscription? And on their site, it says for everything, the all access, which Fitness Plus is an all access. There's no tiers to it, so that's the equivalent.
Yep.
It's $40 a month for Peloton. You could get all of Apple One and save $10. You could get all of Apple One and then needlessly spend on the Apple Fitness Plus subscription, and it would cost you the same as Peloton.
Yeah, and that obviously doesn't include the cost of the bike.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too. Yeah. God, considering how expensive their equipment is, you'd think it would just be built in. But obviously not.
Oh, wow. So you know what's really cool? Hold on one second here. Let's see how we do this.
So it does say Apple Fitness Plus requires Apple Watch Series 3 or later with watchOS 7.2 or later, and one of the following Apple devices: iPhone, iPad, Apple TV.
Interesting. Hold on. Let's see this. Where are you? Networked. Share screen. Okay, so I think you should be seeing my screen sharing right now. So this is interesting. Here at the where are you? So if you're looking at the apple.com/watch/fitness, I think that's the path I went to. Apple Fitness Plus, sorry. So here, you get the try it free. This is everything you were just looking at. But here underneath equipment, they actually have these, like, we saw it in the store previously, but it wasn't, I guess, this link or this path that I found here wasn't showing it here, where they have all of these different. Oh wow, they actually have my favorite stand there.
Well, that looks like a really
that's
nice
awesome.
stand. Oh, I have something similar to that
Yeah.
for my phone. I know they made an
That's
iPad
so cool.
version. That's really nice looking.
Yeah, that's the one I have on my desk right now. I love it. It's maybe just a little bit different. Where are you? Yeah. I bought this on Amazon. They have it in a host of different colors, but anyways, let's go back here. Where'd you go? Share screen. Okay, yeah. So now they have dumbbells. Wow. They have a lot of other stuff, I guess, and it's not just stuff that they carry in their store. Wow, $120 yoga mat. I'm in the wrong business.
You can get one for $5 or many, many, many times more than that.
Wow. So you know what I think is actually very interesting, and I thought about this. I don't think we've talked about it. This is really cool. I wonder how much this gym. Oh, it's only $4,400.
Oh, it's only not that bad. Of course.
It's only a $5,000 treadmill. So what I think would be really cool when it happens, because I absolutely see it happening, is how they do those fitness challenges like January 1st. You do the you do workout every day for a week and you get a special trophy or badge. Like, I think it's gonna be really cool when they start live streaming fitness events, like live, like just like Peloton classes where you could do this live with a trainer, or doing workouts with people live, and allows you to go ahead and participate in group fitness classes, more or less. I totally see Apple doing it because they absolutely dominate in the media space right now, and I think it's gonna be a lot of cool. Like, imagine being able to walk into the gym, and because you can use Apple Fitness on any Apple TV, it doesn't have to be yours. You just link your watch to it by saying that by authenticating with your watch. Imagine gyms having this functionality in their treadmills, or not like GymKit, because GymKit is really about your metrics, but just being able to log your workout with this. That's going to be really cool.
Yeah, there's only a lot of places that they can go with this. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of room for innovation. Elevation Labs Go stand. Just looking at this stand here. For some reason, I am I'm very intrigued with iPhone stands and iPad stands. I'm going to pass on that. So with that, I don't know about you, but I would say at $10 a month, it's definitely a very easy way to get some exercise in.
Absolutely.
I've been finding myself working out at night just here because of coronavirus and how busy it is. Close that. Anything else that you want to add there, Holden?
No.
Okay, cool. Get rid of you. Oops. Okay. The last thing I wanted to talk through was, we talked about this, I think, say several weeks ago, and I just happened to get the Backbone One as a Christmas gift from my parents, and bless my parents for asking me what to get me. So this is a MFI, so made for iPhone game controller, and it is super cool. Like, I'm going to tell you that I really, really enjoy this. So this works with any any iPhone from the iPhone 6S on up, and it basically just plugs into your phone using the Lightning port, which makes it very, it's compatible with a whole host of devices. And you get this, 1 second here. Close this, close that. And you get this, nice 6.7-inch display to play games with this controller. So this is a ton of fun, and I think this really solidifies the idea, to me at least, that Apple is dead set on conquering gaming on the big screen, because this makes gaming so much fun. I know you have a game controller for your phone. I have a game controller, but this, I think it's a little bit different when you have like your game controller attached to your phone or, connected wirelessly to your phone. It just adds so much. Oh yeah, you have an Xbox One. Okay.
I just have an Xbox and just have like a little stand connected to it.
Yeah.
But that makes it more like a Switch almost, which is actually more appealing.
Yeah. And so I'm not as hardcore as a gamer as I think you are. But what's cool about this is that they have this social, they have this rich status where you hit the dedicated app for Backbone, and then it opens up your most recently played apps. And like I think we might talk about before, it supports PS Remote Play. It supports Xbox. What's it called? Xbox Game Pass.
Game Pass, yeah.
Game Pass. It supports Stadia, and you can play it with any of the games, obviously, that support controllers inside of the game store. So there's a really kind of I think, a large breadth of games that are supported, and it's a lot of fun. That's how I would describe it. $100.
The app.
Go ahead.
So the app is the most appealing part of that, and the fact that it even includes PS Remote Play, like that, that's so seamless. Like,
yeah.
This is functional because I already had a controller in the stand. And the stand was like what, $15 or so. So this is just like easy to get into, but that is definitely the premium gaming experience on iOS. And I think those are going to get much more popular as Game Pass and Stadia are able to get either into the App Store or use the web browser support. Like, I just think that's going to be huge. It's going to be huge.
So do you remember us talking about being able to record video on iOS and iPadOS?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and so this supports that as well. So you could do a...
oh, really?
Yeah, so while you're playing a game... Whoops. I don't want to connect to my PlayStation because it's going to take a minute. Like, you could be playing any game, right? It doesn't really matter. So you could do a screenshot, right, or do a recording. You're just clicking on, and then you could do the recording, and then you could edit the recording all inside the app. It's super cool. Like, it's actually a great experience. I'd say that they absolutely nailed it. Now, there's this other one. This other game controller from Razer, who I think, if you're not familiar with Razer, I call them the RGB company. But Razer, Razer is known. Yeah, totally. Razer is known for making. I would call, this is a Dell company, if I'm not mistaken, right? Dell owns Razer. They bought Razer.
Do they? I didn't know that.
I think they did. So Razer makes premium computers built for gaming. Isn't Razer this is Razer. This reminds me of the Sicilian flag.
That's Razer. Yeah.
Yeah. Even though it's not the Sicilian flag, I know that from my fellow Sicilians out there. So I haven't opened this yet because I actually just got it today, but this looks like it's a good experience. I don't know. There doesn't seem to be any type of like rich status notifications for social or app integration, though I can't confirm that because I haven't seen this yet. But I would tell you that $100, this is like the thing to get if you like gaming. And the controls Holden are so awesome, or not awesome, but they're really responsive. They're not springy, and they've got a good feel to them. That's how I would describe them. It's actually like an actual game controller. Like, that's how it feels. Like, the people that made this they like gaming. Like, you could tell that. And like, it's not like with some of those third-party game controllers where they don't function right. Yeah, that's what I would say. Sorry about that. It's small and compact. It doesn't include a case. That's probably maybe the one downside. And this seems very well like it's good. I know you don't use a case, but if you use a case, wear a case. If you use a case, you have to take it out of the case. That's the one thing that I'm not necessarily a fan of, because most people use cases, and
they should have had some sort of like flip or something like that, where like it makes the phone protrude out more if you have a case, and you can recess it back in if you don't have a case. Something like that where it can adjust.
Yeah, like you probably can't see that from here, but there's this lip. No, you can't see it. Anyways, there's this lip along the top and actually along both sides that keeps the phone in the Z direction. So it won't fall forward. It'll always sit flush. And I guess that would be because of the depth that's needed for the lightning adapter. But I understand what you're saying. I think that would have been a good idea, but I don't know. It is what it is.
It happens.
Yeah. So
Backbone 2.
Yeah, right. Backbone 2. It does support pass-through charging. So
there's no pass-through charging.
Yeah, there's no battery in this whatsoever. So it supports, this is pass-through charging and Lightning audio. So if you have Lightning headphones, it'll work here. And then there's a 3.5 millimeter jack here. So you get the best of both worlds. Yeah, and this is $100. It seems like it's I don't want to compare against the Razer because I haven't opened the Razer. That wouldn't be fair. This is $100. This is $100, and they seem relatively the same. Again, I don't know if this has. It doesn't really say a whole lot here. Never mind. So I think this is pretty cool. Something definitely to check out, especially since you like playing games a lot. What games are you playing right now?
I'm still deep in Animal Crossing. I can't stop with the Animal Crossing. Oh yeah, that's my game of the year last year. We made our game of the year announcements on our gaming podcast, and so that was my game of the year, and I'm back into that. I just dabbled again in Cyberpunk a little bit because I did a spoiler cast for that, but then I'm also playing Sackboy. Sackboy is really good.
Yeah. So
it didn't sell well, which is a shame because it's a fantastic game.
Yeah. So you're playing Cyberpunk on PS5?
Yes.
Yeah. There's obviously a whole bunch of hubbub around the quality of the game. Yeah. Do you think that's justified or unjustified?
It is absolutely justified. I also think there's an element of dogpiling involved where it's like fun to make fun of Cyberpunk, so people will make kind of ridiculous claims that aren't true about it. But it is absolutely justified. I don't want to say it's not justified. Okay. Me being on PS5, I haven't had as bad of an experience as many other people who are running it on PS4 because it's apparently a huge mess on the last gen consoles.
But isn't the game made for or developed for last gen consoles? Like that seems weird.
Yeah. In all but practice, yes, it is made for, in marketing and messaging, yes, it is made for PS4. In practice, it is absolutely having problems, really bad problems on PS4.
Wow. So it on PS5 it runs in emulation, so it's not necessarily running natively, maybe the way to think about it. But maybe it's a function of
unclocked. Unclocked isn't the right word, but it runs 15 frames per second on PS5 in some instances. Some people have been able to play it apparently just fine on PS4, and it's great. But I've seen videos of it running 15 frames per second on PS4. But on PS5, it's really solid 60 frames per second, so it feels smooth to me. But it still crashes all the time, and yeah. I went through my crash logs, and there was actually 1 hour where it crashed 4 times in 1 hour, which is just so unacceptable. But I think the game is good enough that I'm able to look past that and still have a good time. But it's definitely frustrating. It still was. My analogy, it was a really well-seasoned piece of chicken that was taken out of the oven too soon, so it's raw. Doesn't matter how good the seasoning is for some people. That is raw chicken.
Yeah, that's too bad. Hopefully it comes back to the store soon because I'd like to play it whenever it comes out. I've been stuck playing.
Yeah, it's fixed. It's good.
Not stuck. It's probably the bad word. We bought Red Dead Redemption on digital. I said let's just do it, Laura, and I'm playing GTA 5, and I'm also playing Gosh, what was the other game? Oh, I got Watchdog Legion, which is so fun. That is so much fun. With that, I've been playing that for a couple weeks now. Having a blast.
Yeah, I really wanted to play that one. I never have time to play so many of the games I want to play. But that was on that list for me. I just like the hacking part of it and being able to like hack stuff and all that. That just seems like fun. That's what I do in Cyberpunk. That's what I like about Cyberpunk. It's hacking stuff.
So I was talking to my boss today, and he's like, "Yeah, he's like, I was thinking about our conversation that we had previously, and the way that he described to me, like the level of hacking that you can do in Cyberpunk is very similar to what you can do in Legion or Watch Dogs Legion, but he said that the difference is that you can't, where you can like recruit people for your gang or for your clan on Watch Dogs Legion, you don't have that level of, I guess, hacking or playability on. Yeah. Okay. I will check it out though. I like games like that, and I want to see Keanu Reeves. Yeah.
Yeah, I won't tell you anything about that, but it's definitely interesting. Like, no spoilers. It's interesting when he comes up, though.
Okay. I can't wait. Cannot wait. Let's see here. So the last thing we want to go ahead and talk through is an interesting Apple patent, and that is going to be on Apple's patent for adding wireless charging to their MacBook or MacBook Pros, maybe. Let's see. This is a Verge article.
They showed the MacBook Pro in the patent. It's not 100% clear, but it basically seems like you can put your devices on top of your MacBook, and it just wirelessly charges them. So you can have your iPad, your phone, your Apple Watch on there, and it will just charge them. It's really cool sounding.
Oh, man. I'm looking for this article, and I just saw the article about getting 2 years of PlayStation Plus for $58. I'm like, son of a gun. I just bought it.
That's a good deal.
I know. I wonder if I could
buy.
They
stack.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah. So if you get that, you'd actually have 3 years.
Oh wow. Okay. Then I'll have to get that. I'm looking for this article where you sent here the. Where do you have the link handy?
Yeah, I can try to find it. I just kind of wrote in the message just briefly what it was about.
Everything on new app. No,
found it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's a little. For some reason, MSN pulled it up, but it's The Verge. That's strange. It's a little weird because it works both open and closed. Like if you close your laptop, you can stack them on top of your laptop, like where the Apple logo is. But also if it's open, so like next to the trackpad on either side, you could put an Apple Watch and an iPhone there. I don't think I would do the latter because it seems a little awkward to like type over a charging iPhone and Apple Watch on my, like, I guess the palm rest of the laptop. But on stacking on top of the closed computer makes a lot of sense to me. I generally leave my stuff stacked up on my nightstand when I'm not following my own rule and not bringing all my technology into my room with me. Yeah, it just seems like a really clever, good idea. Whether it get implemented, totally different story.
Yeah. So it's interesting in the fact that, like you mentioned, so they have both charging pucks or these wireless charging pucks inside of the laptop on the palm rest and in the trackpad, but also on the lid. I guess that would be the lid of the computer on the opposite side of the display. Like you would think that the magnet would cause some type of interference with the display, but they must be shielded somehow. That is actually very cool. But then, like to your point, it relies, or you don't rely on it, but you have to have your computer and everything else charging in the same space or in the same space to utilize this. Did we talk about MagSafe? Like the not MagSafe, the MagSafe Duo charger? Do you remember?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Like this seems cool because you can now then charge multiple devices. What is actually really cool in the second diagram, you see the computer in the background, and then the iPad is on top of it, and then the iPhone is on top of that, and then the watch is on top of that. Do you see that?
It's on top of the phone, yeah.
Like they're all stacked on top of each other. I don't know how that would work. Wow, that is actually really interesting.
Yeah, the benefit seems to be that, like, if you were traveling, for example, you'd only have to bring the charger for your MacBook Pro, and then everything else will just charge on top of your MacBook Pro. That's super convenient. That's awesome.
Yeah. Wow.
The thing would get hot, though. I can't imagine that an aluminum or just really just metal computer wouldn't get really, really hot charging all of those devices simultaneously on top of its surface.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So I guess the question is, how do they solve the heat problem, right? How do they dissipate the heat so it doesn't cook your phone?
Which allegedly that was the problem with AirPower. Is
Yeah.
just the heat was an issue. Yeah, and I always like to put the caveat when talking about patents that, like, this doesn't mean it's going to happen anytime soon or ever.
Or
Like,
ever.
sometimes companies patent things just to patent it, just so that they can, hold on. Basically, they can sue someone later on if they figure it out. But it's still cool nonetheless. It's still something I would like to see happen if they can figure out how to do it well.
There's this other one that was announced. There's been some limited models being shipped to people, but it's not out yet for public purchase. This is the Belkin 3-in-1 wireless charger, and it will allow you to go ahead and charge your iPhone, your Apple Watch, and your AirPods all using MagSafe, which is actually very cool, and it's somewhat stylish. I guess depending on who you ask. I think this is nice for $150. It would go well on your desk. Obviously, it doesn't give you the convenience of charging your Mac, but it looks like it's something that is could easily take the place of something like MagSafe Duo, right? That's which I think is ugly and costs too much money, or any of the other like third-party chargers from Nomad or like Anchor. They have a third-party charger. Like this is actually highly appealing to me. The one problem that I have with Belkin is that their wall adapters are usually god-awful huge. Like they usually are like 3 inches thick, and they sit so far away from the wall you can't push your furniture close to the wall. That's the problems I've had in the past with Belkin. But it does look nice. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You finish your thought.
It does look nice. Hopefully, when it comes out, it actually it looks nice and is functional. And that charging brick is not a monster.
Yeah, I had what was it? I think it was just called the Duo charger from Belkin. Where this is back when they just had USB. Or not USB, Lightning. You just dock your phone Lightning, and then they had a very similar metal bar protruding so that you can put your Apple Watch on it as well. Didn't have the AirPods on there, though, which is nice. I liked it, but it didn't hold up for me. I'm not sure if that was just a fluke with mine or if that was just how it is. But I liked it a lot, and this just seems like the most refined version of that, which is 3 devices, and also get in black, and the black looks really nice.
Clean. It looks clean. Clean.
Yeah, definitely something I would keep on my desk.
Yeah. Wait. So, do you leave all of your items, like your phone and everything, on your desk when you go to sleep?
I try to just go upstairs with my Apple Watch, and then I'll like listen to a podcast or listen to music or something like that to kind of calm myself down at night. It's not distracting, and I keep myself downstairs. And this would be great for that kind of setup. Is just leaving my I would probably just leave my phone down there, I guess. So this might be overkill for me, actually. But regardless, I still like to charge my phone pretty regularly. Like you were kind of saying earlier, how like you have, we were talking earlier about how like your battery's not a huge concern for you because you always have things to charge your device. Like this would kind of be something I keep on my desk where it's like, oh, my Apple Watch is at 50%. Well, I'm just sitting at my desk right now, so I might as well just dock it on there. AirPods, I always forget to charge these things because I just never think about it. So like, it would be nice to have like at my desk just like, oh crap, I need to charge. Just dock it, put it there. And it's always nice having just one cable for a bunch of things.
Yeah, it is. And the fact that I think that this will charge all 3 devices at MagSafe speeds of 15 watts should be beneficial, right? But this...
Yeah. That's right. 15 watts. That's also a good thing.
Right. This kind of all-in-one MacBook charger is pretty cool. But like you said, who knows if we'll ever see this, right? Whether we'll see this light of day, because it requires a lot of moving pieces. Not only do they have to solve the technology, but it has to go into a product that may or may not be refreshed, very often, right? Like it has to go into a new. There has to be an iPad that supports wireless charging, which we know that there's not one right now. It has to go into a new MacBook, which depending on when they refresh MacBooks, that could be a year. So.
And actually, you bring up a good point with the iPad and bringing that up. How would wireless charging work on an iPad? Where, like, on an iPhone, there's a pretty specific spot. It's like basically right here by the Apple logo, right?
Yeah.
Where like it wireless charges from. On a iPad, you'd have to have so many contact points to make that work effectively.
Yeah, like in the diagram that they provided, or the mock-up or whatever, however you want to describe it, it looks like there are 2 wireless contacts on the deck of the lid, or the lid deck for the laptop, and then also that there are those 2 contacts are making contact on the iPad in those same exact places, because they show that in both diagrams. So you'd have to have at least those 2 places, or at least one place, where it would charge.
Mm-hmm.
And how, I guess, it's really hard to tell. Like, they actually show all the devices charging, stacked on top of each other. How that works, I have no idea. Like, one device.
This one as well. They have it on the trackpad. I understand the left and the right of the trackpad. I still wouldn't do that because it seems awkward. But on the trackpad seems very strange. How would you use your computer when it's open and you can't access the trackpad because your Apple Watch or iPhone is laying on top of it? That seems weird to me.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. The people in the patent department or in the advanced technologies department at Apple, they know their shit, but I have no idea how what the vision is for this one. Super, super strange. Huh.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Yeah. I agree with you. Time will tell. Now, the question is, it really would. So if you think about this, if you wanted to be all in on this, you'd have to buy a new laptop. You would have to buy a new iPad, right? You'd have to have an iPhone that supports wireless charging, because hopefully it would support wireless charging. And you'd have to buy a new Apple Watch, because the current Apple Watches don't support Qi charging. They support their special version of MagSafe charging. So you'd have to buy 3 new products at probably no small amount of money to get into this. So save up, man. This is gonna be a lot of money for people.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Is when is Apple Watch going to go to Qi charging? Because at this point, it doesn't make sense to have your products on different wireless charging, specifications. It's very I want to say anti-consumer. It's very un-Apple and not simple.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they're wireless charging, but this one's different than that one. You can't do that. That doesn't make sense. Especially if you want to do this patent right here and actually play it out. For
the sake of simplification of like SKUs, like you have to support multiple SKUs with the way that it is today. Like I don't know. I have not heard what seems to be a rational explanation of why they support this special version of MagSafe charging on the Apple Watch. It doesn't make sense. I guess the only thing that I could think of is that was ready before they can get wireless charging on the iPhone, which would make sense. But you would think that somewhere they have to be able to migrate away from what's on the Apple Watch today to get into the new version.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Like that product pipeline should only be 18 months to 2 years long before they have to start planning for it. Wow, that's kind of cool. God, the heat would be so intense. Huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just looking at it. Kind of, the gears are turning in my mind.
No worries. All good.
Anything else that you want to talk about today, Holden?
For the first episode of 2021, I think that's good.
Awesome. Holden, tell everyone where they can find you.
I am on Twitter at Holden DePardo. I'm also on a video game podcast called Respawn Aim Fire.
Awesome. Holden, thank you very much for joining me today, and we will talk to you in the next one.
Have a good one.
Thanks.